Hey y'all, it's Uppity Unicorn, aka UUW, and big ups. Anyhow, I want to talk to y'all about Leticia and her trying Target. This is not the first and probably not the last time she has tagged Target, trying to get their attention, trying to be a model for Target. And I have to say, the attempt is embarrassing because there's a begging aspect to it, and for whoever is interested in being a brand ambassador for somebody, know that just this is not necessarily the way to go about that. Some people have said that because Melody has so many collaborations with Jay Bolin, that perhaps Leticia is just, and we know Leticia likes to, she's not going to reinvent the wheel, baby. She's just going to look at that blueprint and she is going to copy paste. She's not going to write her own thing. She's not going to, you know, we've seen this with her taking quote unquote inspiration from the Mommy Business podcast logo from Melody's first skincare line, Embrace. The M and the B look pretty darn similar. Mel offered her the blueprint and said the blueprint, and then she started selling cups that said the blueprint. And we've seen this in hairstyles, we've seen this in dresses and pantsuits that she wears. Just everything has been an inspiration after Mel, after Mel, after Mel. This is what I really want to say though. And I know Leticia is not going to be receptive to this because I'm critical of her, but Target is not looking for housewives as brand ambassador. And when I say housewives, I don't mean Nara Smith, okay? I don't mean true trad wives. When I say housewives, I mean like real housewives of insert place, New Jersey, Atlanta, Orange County, whatever it is, that kind of thing, because that's not their image. Now, I know this is Love and Marriage Huntsville, but Love and Marriage Huntsville sits somewhere between Love and Hip Hop and Real Housewives of insert city. Like it could very much be Real Housewives of Huntsville if Bravo had any interest in the franchise. But they're not looking for women who are catty and who are, mean to other women. Like they're looking for kind of light and airy people. I would almost say if she wanted someone to be a target model, her best chance would be her youngest daughter, Mila, not Macy and not MJ. Even though if I had to choose, I would put MJ before Macy, just because MJ is very kind. He's not very like our good girl Macy. She's got an attitude problem, and probably for good damn reason. So you're not going to hear me criticize her in how she is. But our baby sis has attitude. Okay. I mean, the eye rolls, the body language, just there's a whole lot of it, honey. And Target is not looking for that. Target, and Leticia has mugshots. You have mugshots for theft that people, here's a deal. There are people who model who have mugshots, but these are like high fashion models, right? These are people who do all kinds of sexy this and that, as opposed to Target, which is more of a family based, wholesome kind of brand. So you have seen people whose mugshots have gone wild and they end up modeling for some high fashion brand. But as far as what is local, they don't model for Walmart. They don't model for Target. They don't model for, you know, things of this class, if that makes any sense. So Leticia is really and truly barking up the wrong tree. And the way that she goes about this makes me question her degrees. Like, I really think she's a phoenix. And I don't mean a phoenix like Mira Mel. I mean like a phoenix like Arizona State University. I mean like online education. I mean like it, you could copy paste anything that you wanted to, because in reality, you never met your professors, or you were just going to school online. And it's not like you were up giving speeches and dissertations and like really doing the work. I mean, I've not seen this woman's degrees. I know I posted my own a while ago. I've graduated from 3 universities. I posted my little whatever big damn deal. But I put that out there as proof. And obviously, you can look up my name and my institutions when I say that I've graduated from thus and so. You can find me in their database. So with Leticia, I really don't know. Like her cousin Kiki Jabbar is someone whose education I would not question. I believe her about her undergraduate degrees and master's degrees. I believe Melody about her undergraduate degree and her. I believe Tisha has a BA. Okay, I believe that she went to college and finished. But all the other stuff, when I look at the way that she moves, I'm just like, how? How? I noticed when my closest friend got a master's degree, she started moving different from me because I only rose to the height of, like bachelor. So even though I did some postgraduate education, but that was not the same thing as getting a master's. Okay, I did some postgraduate certifications, but I did not do like a PhD or get a master's of anything. But when people do that, they're different. You know how people act like, people act like the highest level of education that they last received. So when you see a lot of people with high school behaviors because it's the highest level of education that they finish, you see people who still act like frat boys or act like they're an undergrad. It's because that the highest level of education they got was a BA. You see people who are refined and they have these wonderful vocabularies and these far-reaching networks, and it's because they've got a master's degree. You see these people who are trusted sources, who are political pundits who can be put on different channels from MSNBC to CNN, and they can sit there and they can talk their shit and people will buy it. It's because they're PhDs. And so people act and behave like their highest level of education, and she acts like an undergrad dropout, just in the way that she moves through life. So I'm just kind of looking at her like, this is odd. Like, I understand target tagging Target, but even with, I mean, she's in there with mismatching outfits, makeup free, barefoot. I mean, it's just kind of Bessemer. Okay. It's just kind of Bessemer. And if you wanted to flirt with Target, if you wanted to seduce Target into a contract, I would just think that you would be more Kenya Moore about it. And here's the deal. Kenya Moore gets the pageant things right, but in reality, because of what surrounds her character as a villain because I think Kenya in reality suits Target, but her image on reality TV makes her a no-go, right? Because she's played the villain so many times. Um, Again, Leticia has that adorable little Mila, I could see her being a Target model. I could see MJ being a Target model. Um, but I gotta be honest, Mel's kids are what Target is looking for. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. Mel's children are what Target is looking for. And they're not courting Target, right? So many times people are chasing a thing that is not chasing them, and vice versa. Mel's kids aren't thinking about Target. I mean, these are red bottom children. These are children in red bottom heels, honey. I mean, these children got their first pair of red bottom heels before Marceau got his, honey. Okay. And did you see the way that he was sitting at that reunion? The way he was crossing his legs so high above his thigh, the way that he was like sitting like his ankles were broken. And he's like, y'all gonna see that the bottom of these shoes is red, honey. And the Eminem kids are just kind of walking like, like it's normal because it is. Because it is. These are classy kids. These are distinguished kids. These are um, children who are groomed with fine manners. Tank shows up to people and he's like, "Hi, welcome into our home. Do you need anything? Oh, do you need a paper towel? Could I get you another this? Could I get you a drink? Are you thirsty? What would you like? We've got water." And so, like just the way that he approaches things speaks to being well mannered and refined. So of course, Target has, all kind of little freckle-faced, red-headed kids who are just having fun in the sun. But when you're Black, it's almost like you have to be 10 times as proper and 10 times as refined um, to get the same treatment, right? That Papa Pope uh, Papa Pope lecture on Scandal when he was telling Olivia Pope's character that Kerry Washington's character, Olivia Pope, we've got to be 10 times as good to get half as much, or twice as good to get half as much. And I think Leticia's kids are more on the level of the other kids who do Target ads. You know, the non-black kids, like maybe they're similar, but it's the fact that when you're black and when literally blackness colors the way people see you, you almost have to be creme de la creme. Twice as good to get half as much. So her best shot is Mila for Target. But I don't see Target having any interest in Leticia because, one, she's been rather ugly on the show. And that's another thing. Like, when you get onto these reality TV shows, by all means, be yourself and tell the truth, but be kind. Because when it comes to reality TV, it doesn't sit with people the way that real life does. Okay. So, for example, if we take Kimmy is winning in real life by sacrificing herself on reality TV. What do I mean? She used to be a fan favorite on Love and Marriage Huntsville when she was the voice of reason. But once she became a Stepford wife and just basically gutted herself to become Leticia's friend and supporter and to do whatever her husband says, her husband now has peace with her and she's winning among the Scots, but on a national scale, she's losing. With Leticia, if she would have been a friend to Melody, I think that she would be with Melody. I think that she would be able to have some of those collaborations because she would still be that cute little friend, you know? But she became a very, very dark villain. And what Leticia and Destiny suffer from, I really truly fear. The way people fear spiders, the way people fear the boogeyman, the way people don't want their hands hanging over their bed for fear that somebody might grab them from under the bed in the shadows. I fear being a human being who cannot look at themselves honestly. I fear being a human being who cannot look at myself in a clear mirror. These people are deluded about the image that they portray. It's like, you really think that these people would want to work with you? Like, are you unaware that you're the bad guy? Are you unaware that you're the villain? You know, Destiny wants all these, she wants to live the life of an Instagram model. She wants to promote products and things like this. And I'm just like, Destiny, the way that you behave, the way that you have interacted with Miss Vanessa, and like, it won't work for you that way. Like, you have to choose something else. It's the same thing with Martell when he goes blindly into these businesses. It's like, why would you sell wine when you don't even drink and you say all the time that you don't drink? You know, the part of the reason Snoop Dogg can sell marijuana is because he blows Mary Jane and he's good at it. He's so good at it. Jamaicans are like, whoa, it's Snoop. Okay. Period. If Martell were to get into therapy and to promote something like an exercise brand, a men's wellness brand, that would do well for him if he was sincere about it. Marceau is bright enough to know that his niche is alcohol. Okay. He loves this alcohol. It's so funny. He called Miss Wanda a walking day drunk. And I'm just like, oh, look who's talking. But that man knows his lane. And it's sad to watch Leticia and Destiny be caught so unawares on their lane. Again, Kimmy did so good when she first came out, being that voice of reason that even HGTV wanted her. People wanted a piece of Kimmy. People wanted a piece of that until she dwindled into this unrecognizable villain. And they're just like, I don't want you on my show. I don't want you representing my brand. Like, what is this? It's just like how So many Miss Americas, when people would find out that they posed for Playboy or they posed nude for this and that magazine, they would take the crown and the sash and they would allow, the first runner up to fill her shoes, because they're just like, you cannot stain what we have here. And it's amazing to me that Leticia doesn't see what she's done and she doesn't see what she represents. And I really do think if she would just listen to the content creators, um, I think Letitia's a mental and emotional weakling, and that makes it hard for her to take constructive criticism. And season after season, we've seen her say, "Oh, you're hating on me and you're being mean to me, blah, 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 because you didn't approve of my expo." And I'm like, your expo looked like the Black Student Union put it together on a $700 budget. That is what it is. And it's a bad look for a middle aged woman to be able to only put an event together to that degree. Like, if you would accept the criticism, you could grow, you could rise, you could be like someone pruning a rose bush. Like, sure, they're shaving off branches and things and stems and thorns, but it's only to beautify and increase the health of the bush. Like you will be more beautiful after this process if you would only reflect, if you would only listen with your heart and not with your ego. And she demonstrates an inability to do that. And so there's this kind of, so much is lost on her. So much has been lost on her, to the point where she's been on this show for however many years and she still has no fan base. I mean, she can say T Squad and what's up with everybody who supports the Scots and Wanda meters and Martella meters, but I'm just like, the only thing this show has is millimeters and people who watch the show. Those are the two groups. Because even the people who claim to support those Scots and support those people, they flip-flop on them like crazy, because there really is nothing to dig your heart into when it comes to support. There, you can't plant your values in these people because they don't have those values. Part of the reason people are so diehard in their support for Mel is because she reflects their values, their human values. She reflects the struggle of so many Black women coming into their own and choosing themselves over a marriage and over an image that is making them sick. So many people can relate to that on a spiritual level. People mistakenly call it trauma bonding, and I'm just like, you guys go read the DSM-5. Trauma bonding is what happens between the victim and the victimizer, and Stockholm syndrome. It's not telling each other, hey, you got cheated on, I got cheated on too. Like, you can bond over those things, but that's not the same. That's not what the terminology trauma bond means. And when I see people misuse that, I'm just like, okay, so psychology net 101 never happened to you. This never, like, undergrad didn't happen. And I just make a note to myself and I move on. Because sometimes you cannot have conversations with people when you do not have the same tools. It's like trying to build a house with somebody, and it's like, we don't even have the tools to do this together. Yeah, we don't have the tools to build this together. We don't have I'm gonna go find somebody who's got wood and pipes, and you and your hammers and your screwdrivers go and be merry. um But yeah, this is ultimately a bad look. It looks like begging. And when you add Blackness to that, it really is unfortunate, because Blackness does color the way that we move in public. It shouldn't. We're the shit as people. We are a distinguished group of people. But and that's no hate to, I'm when I say that, I'm talking, well, let me not even go there. But this is a bad look, and I don't think it's going to go anywhere. And if you see this post she made, y'all, I'm loving these new at Target style looks. Check out all my Target fits this season. I'm like, you've already given them what they want. This is free advertisement. I just got paid to do that with that cyanotic calf. I just got $300 worth of, product or whatever, to be able to tell someone, oh, by the way, this is red light therapy. This is what it does. It promotes dopamine in the brain. It increases, it helps you to sleep. It reduces inflammation. It does this. It does that. It leads to thicker, faster hair growth. So she's doing the job that I just got paid for free. So what? do they need then, if that's the case? She wore this jean top, and some people went out and bought it because they liked it. And I'm like, that's the whole point of being an influencer or being an affiliate. Like you're supposed to get paid for that. And I guess she's hustling backwards and like, look, people see me in this and they'll buy it. So why don't you work with me? And it's like, I I think if Tisha was who she pretended to be, that she would be Target's type. But it's the fact that so much of her meanness and cruelty has leaked out of her character all over the show with her family, her extended family. It would be a bad move for Target to work with her. And I know that they know this. I don't have to handle public relations, PR, and anything for Target. They know this. So go on ahead and let me know what you think of this. And again, like Marso, if your wife has an issue with processing information or how things like help her with her social media posts. Like don't be so neglectful of her. I mean, if you want both of you guys to win, like really go through some of these things with her. I think she tries to do good and doesn't necessarily know how. I think there are limitations on Leticia that I don't know, you guys. I mean, I think there are limitations on her, like there are limitations on Ariane that people, they're really, people think we're bullying them when we say these things, but I'm just like, you got to call a thing in order to, like, what's that AA thing that people say? The first step in a 12-step program is acknowledging that you have the issue, is acknowledging that you have the problem. I got to admit, like, understanding autism and knowing that I'm autistic has been amazing for me. Being able to call that thing a thing, that thing that keeps me back, that thing that disables me, that thing that when people look at me, they're just like, she's smart, she's gifted, she's talented. What's wrong with her? Being able to call out the limitation and to embrace it and to work with that limitation has done a lot for me. And I think Leticia could benefit from something similar. So I'll just say it like that. Okay. Um, I'm going to close by inviting you to join me in the fight for my mother's life. For those of you who do not know, my mother has been diagnosed with multiple myeloma cancer. I call it the blackest cancer because of all populations that are affected, there are none more so than people of Black and African descent. And some people say that this is a very rare cancer, but in my comment section, I'm learning more and more and more that there are Black people all over the place who have it. It's just because it tends to be dominant in us, mainstream medical, cancer care organizations are not focusing on it as much as they are something like breast cancer, lung cancer, or, thus and so. But that is our job. Okay. We can take care of our own people. That is our job. So with my channel and with my platform, I have created a multiple myeloma playlist. I'm going to be uploading another video soon. And the link to the GoFundMe will always be in the description box beneath the video. Thank you for your time. I am Uppity and I am out of here.